This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. That was just me having a little bit of a jam over one of the kind of stock jam tracks that I regularly use. And basically there's something going on with that jam track because it's the backing we're talking about today. Now, this being Wednesday, we would normally be dealing with some kind of viewer's question, but this is actually a question from one of my students who was here the other day for a lesson, and they brought up something about a particular type of tuning, namely Nashville tuning, or sometimes it's called high stringing. And they couldn't quite get their head round what was going on with it. So, well, I'll tell you what, let's have a little bit of a look at this Nashville tuning malarkey.
Here is the explanation.
Right then, so about that backing track, let's just take a quick little listen to it. Here we go. And as you can hear, there's an acoustic guitar on there. It sounds almost like a 12-string, doesn't it? But it isn't. What's going on is there are two double-tracked acoustic guitars, one of which is this new Harley Benton that I've got just in regular tuning. Lovely little guitar, this. It has its shortcomings, mainly the tuners, but I'm going to get round to switching those out at some point. But yeah, really enjoying this guitar. Good little workhorse acoustic. What was creating that 12-string sound then? Well, I've still got the old Harley Benton acoustic. Here it is, and this is now strung in what's called Nashville tuning, which sounds like this. So what's going on here then? Well, as I'm sure you know, a 12-string guitar has these two strings, the first and second strings, strung in basically unison pairs, 2 of each of those strings. Then the remaining 4 strings are strung in octave pairs. So you'd have 2 G strings an octave apart, 2 Ds an octave apart, 2 A's and 2 E's an octave apart. And what Nashville tuning is, or sometimes called high stringing, is where you just take the high octave of those octave pairs from a 12 string and put them onto a 6-string guitar, which gives, you know, that kind of sound, which is very, very pleasing. I think it sits in a mix particularly well, especially when you combine it with a regular 6-string guitar. So what we're going to do now is take a little bit of a listen to some isolated guitar parts in that backing track. So let me just get rid of a couple of things here that I don't need. And the first thing we'll do is take a listen to the regular tuning guitar. I believe this is the right one. So let's just take a listen to the guitar in standard tuning. Sounds like. Which, as you can hear, sounds exactly as you would expect. Now, let's have a listen to those same chords played on the Nashville tuning, or the high string guitar. That's going to sound like this. Which, you know, basically sounds like you would expect, given the fact that you've got several strings, 4 of the 6 strings an octave higher than they would otherwise be. So let's now take a listen to what both of those parts sound like mixed together. There we go. Sorry, I just had to unmute the mic then. So that gives a really big 12-string guitar sound, and you can do much more with having much more with that part, because you've got both guitars recorded separately. You can pan one left, one right, put different effects on the 2 different guitars and get a bigger overall sound. And yeah, I'm going to be having some fun with this. You're going to be hearing this in a lot of jam tracks and pieces of music that feature on this channel. So it's the first time I've ever done anything with this high stringing Nashville tuning kind of thing, and I've read about it many times, and it's surpassed my expectations for how useful I think it's going to be. So there you go. That is Nashville tuning. Now you know what to do. Go and get yourself some Nashville tuning, a set of Nashville tuned strings, and have some fun with it. So there you have it. That is what Nashville tuning is all about. It's sometimes called high stringing, and as I said in that little clip there, it's a sound that really does sit in a mix particularly well. If you wouldn't want to have your one and only guitar set up in that tuning, because it's not something that you're going to ever use as your main sound, but as a kind of a little kind of thing that you can mix in when you're recording or playing live, perhaps. It's a great sound. It just really gives that sense of a depth and dimension to a rhythm guitar part. I'll just mention, as usual, that there is a full tab for the little solo at the beginning of the video in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats. The jam track for you to have a play along with for yourself, and you can have a listen to those guitar parts a little bit more closely, listening to the jam track, and that video explanation that you've just seen there of me explaining all about Nashville tuning. All of that stuff is where you'd normally expect it to be. It's up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is in the description. As I'm sure you know by now, $3 or £2.50 a month gets you access to all of these additional resources and goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. But that is pretty much the video for today, folks. As I say, Wednesdays are all about viewers' questions. So if you have any questions that you would like me to look into of anything sort of guitar or music music related, then send me an email, jrguitartuition@gmail.com, or you can use the email form on my website. The address is on the screen, the link is in the description below. You can leave a message or a comment below any of me videos basically. But as I say, that's pretty much it for today. Hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful and informative in some small way, and if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so, and why not drop me a like while you're at it. Don't forget, as always, the live stream every Friday 5 p.m. UK time, where we drink beer and talk about music and guitars. What a great way to kick off the weekend, I hear you say. It's fantastic. Come along and join us, it's fun if you can make it. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.